So let's get serious for a second. I'm not serious, but I just want to talk about an experience that I went through that just kind of changed the way I look at things. So it was like probably 2008 or something like that. It might have been 2007. I don't know. But there was a incident in Louisiana. It was Jena, Louisiana, and there was like I heard about it on the radio. So some kids went to a school, some black kids, and they used to sit up under this shade tree all the time. So one time they went out for their break. They went to go sit up under the shade tree, and there was a noose hanging from it. And they're like, what? Like, so there was a white student, and he basically was like, yeah, I did it. So that insinuated a fight. Fight broke out, and one of the black kids got so, I guess, like irate, he took off his shoe and he beat the kid with it. So he's beating this white boy with his sneaker. And what ended up happening is they arrested him, and there were 6 kids in the fight. All the black students got arrested, and they called them the Jena Six. So I heard about this on the radio, and people were just like passionate about it, like how they gonna arrest the black kids and not the white kids? Like, this doesn't make any sense. So what happened was they said they're gonna have a march down there. So I never been to a march before, any kind of rally, and I rented a car and I drove over to Jena. I was in Orlando, Florida, going to college at the time. So I was close, but not close enough. But still, I rented a car. I drove over, and the only person I told about where I was going, I called my cousin and I told him. He then tells his mother tells her sister. Next thing I know, I'm getting a phone call from my nana. And by the time I got this phone call, I'm driving through Alabama. So as I'm driving through Alabama, my nana called me on the phone like, hey baby, what are you doing? I said, what you talk about? I'm driving, I'm on my way to Louisiana. I'm going to a march. She said, look, I know you don't understand this. You're young and, you feeling proud. She said, but they will kill you in the South. You a young black man, you driving by yourself, you'll get pulled over and nobody will ever hear or see you again. Me, I'm not thinking about any of this until after she says that to me. Light bulb went off and I was like, yeah, I am kind of bugging out. I'm sitting up here driving through the deep South, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana. These are places where there's a lot of woods and trees and moats. As a matter of fact, they got gators around places like this. So I make it to Louisiana, and I remember stopping at a gas station, and there was a black lady working in there. She was older, and she said, you out here by yourself? Again, it clicks. I'm like, yeah, I'm out here by myself. She's like, be careful. What? Like, these are things that you don't think about, you know what I mean, when you from up north. So I was like, dang, that's crazy. So needless to say, I made it to Louisiana unscathed. I did the speed limit. I didn't get pulled over, thank God. So I get to Louisiana and I see everybody out there. Like, so everybody is gathering up. So they got Michael Baisden, Tom Joyner, I believe Steve Harvey. They all out there and they on the radio and they live and they talking about it. They broadcasting from this place, Jena, Louisiana. And we go to the school where all of this stuff happened, and the tree that had the noose hanging from it, they cut it down. It's like, word? So now they remove the evidence. Driving through this city of Louisiana, they shut down the entire city. So there's no gas stations, there's no Walmarts, there's no McDonald's, nothing is open. They shut down the school for the day. This is in the week. There is no holiday, but they knew we were coming, so they shut down the whole entire city. What? Okay. So Al Sharpton is there, Jesse Jackson is there, the Black Panthers are there, and the Nation of Islam, the Fruit of Islam. Everybody was there. But everybody had a march Jesse Jackson had a march. Al Sharpton had a march. The Black Panthers had a march. And everybody marched around the school. And in my mind, I'm questioning, if we all here for the same purpose and we all together, why are we marching separately? It didn't make sense to me, but it opened my eyes to something. I started thinking that Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson and everybody else, they were all opportunists. But that might be true. It might not be true. But what is true is that if Al Sharpton wasn't there, we probably would have tore that whole place up. Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton were there to keep people calm, if you ask me. Because, you know, they got up to the mic, they talked, they prayed, they did all of these things that keep African American people at ease, you know. But when the Black Panthers got on the mic and started talking, they were irate. they were loud. They wanted us to get up in a frenzy. They wanted us to tear shit up, you know. The Nation of Islam, soldiers. They didn't say much, you know. Matter of fact, they didn't even get a chance to get to the mic and speak. They were just there. But what I did see that surprised me is the only person that I saw really take action to get these kids free from jail, the jail that they were in. And this is like straight out of left field. I didn't see it coming. Tyler Perry. I walked up to the school and Tyler Perry was walking out of the school talking with the lawyers and law enforcement that were there trying to get something done to free those kids. That was the strangest thing, like, because you would think that would be Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton doing that, but I guess they were distracted by keeping all of us calm. A white boy drove through the crowd with nooses tied to the back of his truck. He wouldn't stop. He later got arrested. But after everything was over, I'm driving back home, made sure it was daytime because I didn't want to drive at night no more in the deep south. I stopped at a Walmart, a little on the outskirts of that city, and she said, "Yo, you know," I went to a couple of black women in there, and she said, "Oh, you was here for the riots?" I mean, well, not. She said, "You were here for the march." I said, "Yeah, I was here for the march," and I questioned them. I said, "You from here?" "Yeah, I'm from here." I said, "And you live here, and you know all of this racism here. Why do you stay?" She shrugged her shoulders and said, "It don't bother us. We're used to it." Changed my thinking again. Because I'm from where I'm from, I can't understand that. Like, here in this city, if people would treat me as if I was still a slave or below them, I'd lose my mind. I'd smack somebody. Down there in the South, it seems like, I'm sure you got people down there that's like that too, but to hear her actually say that, like we're just used to it, like it's okay, that just don't sit right with me. It didn't sit right with me. But you know, that was my experience with going down to Jena, Louisiana for the Jena 6. Let me know your thoughts. Alright. This nigga takes the shotgun, points it on the side of the Arab dude, and boom, shoots the gun. God said he not done with me yet.